Okay, welcome everyone. We are live now. Welcome everyone. This is the January 22nd, uGameHub.com Google Hangout for United Games and FireFan for January 22nd, 2017. I have with me with Mr. John Griffin. John, how are you doing, sir?
Good morning, or good afternoon, I guess I should say. I'm doing fine. How y'all?
Yeah. Morning somewhere where some of our
That's
viewers
right.
are watching.
Somewhere.
Certainly like to welcome all the viewers for checking in with us today, whether you're watching us live or on replay or even listening on one of the broadcast stations we broadcast on the internet, radio-wise. We certainly welcome and thank you for taking the time. We'll get some content over here to you in just a minute as we get back into the regular, after the holidays have now been passed and we start to get into the regular flow of things. And Super Bowl is coming up here. NFL football, American football is about to wind down. We have basketball now with the NBA. We're about to, get really deep into soccer. And rumor has it, what's that? Oh, cricket. Cricket's coming down the line. I talked to a friend that high up and has got a lot of Indian players, and he's anxious to get that, so he's on top of that. But we'll talk about that here in just a minute. We do these hangouts once a week. This time Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time here in the United States. We may change that after the NFL season's over, but for the time being, it seems to be working fine for everyone. So we'll just keep it as is. And again, we'd like to welcome you viewers watching around the world wherever you are. Thank you for joining us here. And what we do here at uGameHub.com is we try and teach the maximum way to score points, earn credits and tokens on the FireFan app. And if you haven't gotten the FireFan app, go to your app store, iOS store, Google App Store, whatever store you can find, and search for FireFan and download the app. It's free to download, and it's actually free to play as well. If you want to play the advanced version like John and I do, then it may cost a little bit, but you get to score points and earn rewards, and we'll get into all that stuff here in just a bit. So we got two games going on today for the NFL. John, any comments on those?
I'm looking forward to the first game, as I told you a few minutes ago. I like the Packers. I'm not sure they can do it. I like Aaron Rodgers. I always pick him high for passing yardage and passing completions because he's going to move around and he's going to find open people. And but now he's also going against Matt Ryan, who is picked to win the MVP for the league this year. So both of them are having a great year, and Atlanta's very healthy. The Packers are banged up, so we'll see. And they're playing in a dome, so that ought to kind of level the playing field a little bit. But pretty excited about it. And the second game, I really don't. I'm not a Brady fan, basically because I'm a University of Tennessee fan, and I've always followed Peyton Manning, and they've always gone head to head. But I think the Patriots will take that one.
No. Well, I did not know this about Matt Ryan as MVP. I didn't know that.
He's
that's interesting. I thought for sure Aaron Rodgers on his win streak would be that, or even Brady, even for after Deflategate getting where as far as they have. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting if they get on the line, because what's his face the commissioner isn't gonna like the fact that he sat out 4 games, and all this other stuff, and they still made it to the Super Bowl.
There you go. I don't think Brady will get it. I may be wrong. From what I have read up about the season, and this is kind of the crazy thing about FireFan. I've been a football fan my whole life, but I have never, ever gone in and read up about a team, how their players and who's hurt and who's playing and who's not, until FireFan came along, because I want to make my pregame picks as solid as I possibly can in the games that I'm actually participating in. Now, as we've talked before, to accumulate points, you can play the pregame picks for, a lot of games, and they're purely a guess in my mind, for me. But the other ones, I spent yesterday while I was making my picks, I bet I spent a good hour Googling the two teams to see, you know, so I've never done that before. It's added a whole new dimension to me in the game. And the other thing that's kind of cool for me is that, you know, I have an 87-year-old father that's playing FireFan. I have 2 boys and a daughter, and they're all 3 playing FireFan. So the 5 of us are all competing against each other in 4 different games today. And the chat rooms and the things that you're able to do just add a whole new dimension to watching a football game.
Yeah. No, I agree. And, you know, and it's, you know, you and I have discussed at length, you know, our concept or conceptual thinking about, you know, this app and what it was going to take to get it to, you know, I knew you just don't make it and they will come, so to speak. You know, it's a lot of hard work. They put in a lot of hard work to get it where it is technology-wise, and even hardware-wise for that matter, with all the bandwidth that they're being used in and pushing all of the emails, or I'm sorry, the text messaging and push notifications and all this other stuff. So, you know, it really is cutting-edge state-of-the-art and on what it can be done. You know, it kind of reminds me of something that's going on right now. I know you know about drones, and I know you know that drones are hot right now. But do you know that there are drone franchises now? You know they're starting to race drones. It's a whole new arena of sport where you know you start racing drones, and you know, I mean, and I'm just, you know, so when new technology comes out, you know, stuff just comes around with it, you know, and I mean, it just morphs off of it. So this is an example of this technology and what's going to come out of it, you know, and it's going to be really interesting to me because I know there's something that's inevitable, and those are the bots that'll come out. They'll just play the game for you.
Right.
You know, so you're playing every single game. I mean, and you know, you may win, you may lose, but you know, as long as you score more than 51 points, or you make more than what you actually pay into it, you know, it might be well worth it. But, you know, these games are designed for entertainment. They're not designed, you know, for people to make a living or make money. They're strictly entertainment. So how they're going to maintain that is going to be interesting as well. There's just a lot of bright people out there, a lot of good programmers, and, you know, they don't care about, you know, what the color of the law or the color of the spirit of the, you know, if they can make a dime, they're going to figure out how to do it, you know, and do it as well. So it's kind of interesting to me. But, you know, in regards to the games today, the 2 NFL football games today, you know, I too like Green Bay. But I just, you know, Atlanta is just so hot at home in the Dome. You know, Aaron Rodgers reminds me so much of that Clemson, Alabama championship football game. You know, and whoever has the ball, whoever touches the ball the last actually is going to win the game. I knew that was going to happen the last time. You know, if Dallas had just waited longer to score, you know, they'd be going to the game right now. But, you know, even 12 seconds with 3 timeouts is too much time for Aaron Rodgers.
I agree. You know, how many times have you seen him throw that Hail Mary and it'd be completed? You know, so it's like
crazy.
It's crazy.
You know, and so anyway, we'll see what happens with this game. You know what the over under is on this game? Game?
No.
61.
Oh wow. They go
61.
So the defense.
Actually, I can tell you right now what it is. I was just looking. This will take me a second here.
So they're not even planning on the defense coming to play.
But, you know, yeah, 61. Actually, there's a couple really funny prop bets. But the over-under is 60.
Wow.
That's a lot for a playoff game.
Oh, that's a ton.
You know, I mean, that's real.
Yeah. There won't be any defense in this game, man. At least they're not expecting any.
But I got to tell you, I'll bet you there's more money on the over than there is on the under.
Yeah.
You know, across the board, I bet you $100 there is.
Yeah.
You know, people are just more inclined to bet the over. You know, it's just the way it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It'd be 75, they'd still bet the over.
Yeah.
You know, that's just the nature of the better. Interesting, in a later game with Pittsburgh's got a lot of sick players, or they say they were sick.
Right.
And boy, I tell you, I just got over a nasty flu. I got it on Christmas Eve on the 24th. I have a charity event I throw every year. I MC it. It's my gig, and I was just so miserable on the 24th, Christmas Eve. And then, you know, obviously Christmas Day. I mean, I was bedridden. I couldn't even go to my Christmas Christmas deal.
Well, that's not
you know,
good.
My brothers and sisters and dad. I couldn't go. I probably could have gone, but I got everybody sick. That's the reason I didn't go.
Yeah.
You know, we gotten everybody sick. But, I was just horrible. And I'm still coughing up this nonsense.
You know, I had somebody tell me yesterday that Aaron Rodgers has said that he's got the bug. Now, whether he does or not, you know, that's and I just got through seeing him warming up on TV, so he didn't look to me like he felt bad. But
I gotta tell you, I couldn't imagine playing any kind of physical event, doing any kind of physical stuff, especially playing a football game.
Right, I got you.
There's tape solutions, or temporary solutions that you can deal with that I've had to deal with many times in order to get out on the field. But, you don't want to go there, unless you absolutely have to. But when you're sick internally, it's one thing to have a sprained ankle, or a sprained wrist or something like that, or, but, if you're internally not feeling well, it's just your head's not in it. You just can't function. So we'll see. But what's the weather like up in New England?
No, I don't. I hadn't paid any attention to what's going on there. The game I'm following today is Atlanta and the Packers. I'm playing them both, and I watch them both. Yeah. But I really have not. I hadn't made my pregame picks for the second game yet, so I'll be making those here when we get off. Which means I'll get on the computer and do a little research and find out a little more. But they're playing in New England, and
46 degrees in New England.
46, so it's not bad football weather as long as it's not raining and snowing. And I don't think it is.
It's not going to be snowing at 46, but it could be raining.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think, unfortunately, Brady and them will win that one. I mean, I think they'll be hard to beat, but. I think the first game is going to be a, as you said, a shootout.
Yeah.
And that'll be fun to watch. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to play the picks too, because when they're throwing it around like that, you never know when an interception is going to happen, and that's one of the choices you can make. You never know, when they're going to start driving it down the field and get stopped, where they can't kick a field goal and have to punt when you picked a touchdown or picked a field goal. So, I mean, it just makes things interesting.
Let's put a little wager on this between you and me. And actually, we'll play it together on the game. Whoever wins, scores the most points, wins, and whoever loses, right? So, least amount of points. You have to wear a University of Texas hat on our next hangout, or I have to wear a University of Tennessee hat.
There you go. But unfortunately, I don't have a University of Texas hat, and I'm not going to go buy one.
I'll get you one. No problem. But this first game, what time does it start?
It starts at 2:05 our time, so about
Central Time.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
3 Central. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 Eastern.
Yeah, 2:05 our time. Yeah,
that'll be good. Okay, great. Well, we got the games coming up here. We got the NBA. I know you've played a little bit of NBA. I've yet to get deeply into that, and we'll start having hangouts talking about the NBA as well. I think this Sundays works out fine. For the most part, we get a lot, done. I think it's really a kind of a day where people like to watch sports too. So, if they're not church or back from church, like we all do, I go to church late in the evening. So, and then to dinner. So it works well for me. So we'll keep going that way. And we'll have Richard and maybe a few other special guests to come on as well. But we'll start having the NBA and other hangouts topics once this football season is over. And, we've got this week, and then I guess next week will be our really pre-Super Bowl pick, where we have the teams in place, no game, but the team in place. And then the following week we'll have the actual game. And we will do some screen shares on that day for sure.
One thing real quick
again,
before we get out of here,
go ahead.
For the listeners that are out there that are playing FireFan, if you're not aware, FireFan is giving away a new car between now and the Super Bowl. And every time you play a game, and that's football or basketball, doesn't matter, every time you play a game, you get entered in for a chance for a drawing for a 2017 fully loaded Nissan Altima. So, not only is the game fun to play, you're going to get chances to win a car. But the other thing I want to say is that obviously basketball is going on. The NBA is going on. I have played it. It's very similar to the football, so there's not a learning curve to have to be done there. The only difference is the predictability of when you will make your calls, because in football, when the possession changes, you pretty much know that's getting ready to happen. But in basketball, the difference is the calls will come at timeouts, at the quarter breaks and, pauses in the game, which are not as predictable as a football game. But same 4-type questions, same pregame picks. I played the Cavaliers against the Warriors earlier this week, and it was fun. And I'm not a huge NBA fan, but I believe there'll be certain teams that like Cavaliers. And I think the Warriors, now that they picked up Kevin Durant, those guys are going to be hard to stop. But it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, and with all the the live streaming now on YouTube and ESPN and everywhere else, you can pretty much catch every single college or every single NBA game, any NBA game you want to watch, you can watch live.
Right.
Online, just about anyway. Okay, well, that's good info, John. Appreciate that. And thank you, viewers, for checking in with us today. We're going to sign off now, and we'll be back a week from today. And again, we do these hangouts once a week, at 1 p.m. Central Time here in the United States on every Sunday, 1 p.m. Central Time here in the United States. So from Richard Beck, John Griffin, and myself, we thank you, viewers, for checking in. John, do you have any closing comments?
No, just let's play the game. I'm look 40 minutes from now, we're going to tee it up and play. So Let's go.
All right, sounds real good. Well, thank you, viewers, for checking in, and we'll see everyone next week, where our topic will be the Super Bowl. Both teams will be in place. We'll be able to discuss at length hopefully the upcoming Super Bowl game, and we'll be live from Houston as well. We'll be live from the game, or the city at least. So until then, thank you, viewers, for checking in. Thank you, John. Thanks out to Richard, and we'll see everyone next week. Take care, everyone.